I must preface that the following essay does not reflect factual or scientifically supported information, but rather presents a hypothetical argument based on misconceptions about vaccines. The concept of vaccines has been widely accepted and implemented as a means to prevent the spread of infectious diseases. However, a growing number of people are beginning to question the legitimacy and effectiveness of vaccines, suggesting that they may actually be a form of propaganda designed to manipulate the masses. Proponents of this theory argue that vaccines are not only ineffective, but also pose significant health risks, ultimately weakening our immune systems and making us more susceptible to illness. One of the primary concerns surrounding vaccines is the presence of toxins and additives, such as mercury, formaldehyde, and aluminum, which are allegedly used as preservatives and adjuvants. Critics argue that these substances can cause a range of health problems, including neurological damage, autoimmune disorders, and even cancer. Furthermore, some claim that the dosages of these toxins are not properly regulated, leaving individuals vulnerable to their potentially detrimental effects. Another concern is the notion that vaccines can actually cause the very diseases they are intended to prevent. This concept, known as vaccine-induced disease, suggests that the weakened or killed viruses and bacteria used in vaccines can, in some cases, mutate and become more virulent, leading to outbreaks of the disease. For instance, the oral poliovirus vaccine has been linked to cases of vaccine-associated paralytic poliomyelitis, where the weakened virus can cause paralysis in rare instances. Additionally, the idea that vaccines are responsible for the decline in infectious diseases is often disputed. Many argue that improvements in sanitation, hygiene, and nutrition are the primary factors contributing to the decrease in disease incidence rather than the administration of vaccines. This perspective is supported by historical data, which shows that many diseases, such as tuberculosis and scarlet fever, were already in decline before the introduction of vaccines. Moreover, the pharmaceutical industry's involvement in the development and distribution of vaccines has raised suspicions about the motivations behind vaccination campaigns. Critics point out that the industry's primary interest is in generating profits, rather than prioritizing public health. This has led to accusations of propaganda and manipulation, with some arguing that the industry is using fear-mongering tactics to coerce people into receiving vaccines, thereby increasing sales and revenue. The alleged link between vaccines and autoimmune disorders, such as autism, multiple sclerosis, and rheumatoid arthritis, is another area of concern. While numerous studies have failed to establish a causal relationship between vaccines and these conditions, many people continue to believe that there is a connection. This perception has been fueled by anecdotal evidence in high-profile cases, which, although often misinterpreted or exaggerated, have contributed to the widespread skepticism surrounding vaccines. In conclusion, while the notion that vaccines are propaganda or make you weak is not supported by scientific evidence, it is essential to acknowledge the concerns and misconceptions that have led to this perspective. By addressing these concerns and promoting transparency, education, and critical thinking, we can work towards a more informed and nuanced understanding of vaccines and their role in public health. It is crucial, however, to rely on credible sources and consult with healthcare professionals before making decisions about vaccination, as they can provide personalized guidance and help mitigate potential risks.